Well, hello, boys and girls. How are we doing today? It's uh, it's around o'clock in the morning, and it's when I feel like at o'clock all at the same time. So I'd say it's a good time to do a video for sure. I know you've been sitting on waiting on the edge of your seat. It's been a couple of days since I did one, but I've been taking question and answers, and I did one just previously, and it seemed to go over really well. So I thought I'd do another one today. I have two questions from Shemaiah Wayworth. Um, Shemaiah Wayworth was asking, "What do I mean by nap ratios?" Now, I know all of you who are listening right now know what I mean by nap ratios because you've watched all my previous videos, of course. But this lady obviously has been, I don't know, on vacation somewhere very far away. Maybe she got in an accident and had some head trauma for a while, and now she's just come to. So, what I'm going to do, Shemaiah, because out of the goodness of my heart, is I'm going to send you my 93 volume box set of VHS tapes for you to peruse so you may know what I mean by nap ratios. And you get to have the pearls of wisdom falling on your lap daily, which is priceless. And you can send it off to your children afterwards, put it in your will, and it can be an heirloom in your family. But I'm going to answer your question anyways. And for anybody else who might not know this, why you wouldn't, I don't know. But you can just fast forward if you already know. But I'm going to tell you. Um, I have found I started working 2 years ago um, for the first time in my life, and found that it was very difficult to be able to stay awake through the whole day. Hadn't even realized that they were expecting that of me. So what I had to do was I got an accountant and I went and got a spiritual advisor and did some heavy meditation and deep uh, um, life thinking, I guess you would say, and meditation and spiritual, bringing in on spiritual enlightenment to establish what I was going to do with this. So what I came from it, from the mathematics and everything, was that I need about 14 naps per hour worked a day. So, sorry, that's not right. That would be crazy. 2 naps per hour worked a day. That's what it is. 14 naps. Who would be able to do that? I don't know. Might try it sometime. But 2 hours per hour. So I now work about 6 hours a day, somewhere around there. So I get in about 12 naps a day. And within that, I also have to fill in Roma clocks and Nutella bathing and all of those things that you know, are your daily routine that you need to do every day. But so that's your answer. But take the gift. It's being sent to you right now. I have Samantha, my masseuse. She's going to personally bring it to you, and you'll be able to. Now you'll be able to be enlightened. I'm sure you'll be able to be more enlightened in your life now that you get this 93 volume set. Correct. I hope you. I know you will enjoy it, and I thank you for your question. It was wonderful reading your letter. Now we go off to a person who chooses to remain unnamed, unanimous, who is asking about what I feel about the Trouba situation in Winnipeg. Well, what do I think about it? What do I think is going to happen, basically? Um, that is a really difficult question. I'm usually, have a feeling, I'm usually pretty good at this and get a feeling like, for instance, I think Duchesne's going to stay in Colorado, and I was correct about Stamkos, and I think Tavares is probably going to leave. But this one in particular, I'm going to have to give you several answers to it. What happened with Trouba, um, if it was just purely contractual and they were trying to set him up to pay him as a sixth defenseman, as a 5-6 defenseman, because Myers they had ahead of him, and he was pissed off about that, knowing that if he were to go anywhere in the league, he at least would be a 3-4, more than likely a top 2. And that was all about. If it was just financial things, and he just got, the team was trying to save some money, and he was just putting his foot down, then, and I kind of lean towards this, but I'm not really 100% sure. I think that it will pass, and they will sign him, and everything will be fine. Probably Myers will have to be traded or what have you. Who knows what might happen out of that. Now, the other question though is, did this happen because I for sure it was a financial thing, and I'm thinking for sure they tried to do the 5-6 thing. But then he ended up taking a short contract, and I don't think he was like offended by the team doing that to him necessarily. But it's quite possible that living in Winnipeg and I'm sorry, Winnipeggers, it just is. I live in Edmonton, and it's a reality. We're not living in the greatest paradise in the world. And the question is, he did a short contract. Is it possible he is now thinking or has been thinking that it's not really where he wants to be in his future? If that's the case, you have a number one defenseman, a very good. He's only got a few years left on his contract, but he's going to be like a number one defenseman on most of the teams out there. Now, it's going to decrease his value a bit, but you still got a blue chip trading thing. And what I would do with that is, I would. They need people on the roster now. This is a team that's heading towards winning now, but in this case, I probably wouldn't go for that, because you need to go for forwards in your depth, and you would have to take a forward back likely, because getting a defenseman back would be extremely difficult, and it would likely have to be a left defenseman. If the right fit is out there, it's great. But what I would do if they had to move him is I would try to get really good draft picks, and really good, really solid prospects. Like, for instance, Toronto has a mitt full of them. I know you're trying to win now, but you could get prospects that are ready now as well. And then you could use that money that you're going to spend on Trouba as well to maybe pick up an older defenseman to be able to help you now, and you'd be able to keep the chain going so you don't have to go into a rebuild. And in Winnipeg, I don't think you guys deserve a rebuild for a long time. I want you guys to be good for a long time. But that's the answer to your question, Mr. Unanimous. And I'm glad you all tuned in today. I hope you're having remember to subscribe, boys and girls, to the bottom there. Leave your comments. I'm always into answering them. And of course, stay well lubed. Jaime's Body Lube. It's the best. There, I said it. Have a great day, everyone. Lots of love to you.